Hey, Marie, back with another video. 6:26 p.m. October 17th, and the time is going by fast, like I always say, but it really is. So I was pretty down the last few days, and I just really needed to have my son come over for a few minutes. I just needed someone to talk to about my issues and my fears and my worries and my stress. And it's not, I'm not the kind of person that likes to talk to my child about anything, okay? Because I was always, not that anybody instilled this in me, but I always think you're the parent. The parent's supposed to be the one who does this, and this, But, sometimes, weird things happen when you just need to talk to someone. And so it was nice to have my son come over and talk to me. He helped me out with my car. And I just wanted to just tell him how stressed out I've been, But I don't like to lay a heavy issue on him, just sometimes you just need someone to talk to besides YouTube, besides Facebook stuff, whatever. A person, right? It has been very hard on me, this whole issue. And there's days where I feel okay, and there's days where my mood just plummets. Like I don't feel very energetic at all. Like a few days ago, I was sort of in a good mood Monday, which is weird for me because like Mondays are the days that are really hard on me. They're very hard on me, Mondays are. But for this particular Monday, I don't know why I was in a decent mood, but I was in a decent mood. And I actually got, some little things done around the house. But, those days are few and far between. And then maybe a month might go by and then I'm feeling crappy. And then one day I have a good day. It's always nice to see my son, though. It's nice to see him. I think about all the years that I've been working and trying to build a life for him and then having my life constantly destroyed. It has been... the years go by and I'm just like, oh my God, where did the time go? Where did it go? What happened? Why did this happen? I'm still like thinking, that he's a grown man now. I mean, I've been running around in circles with this bullshit for years, and I look at my life and I'm thinking, my gosh, why shouldn't I be, I'm not saying I have to be rich. I shouldn't be rich. I mean, I'm not I've never put myself in that position to be rich, but I shouldn't be like scraping by. And I know a lot of people are going through it. I know. It's a lot of people are going through all kinds of things right now. I'm not the only person, who's scrounging just to buy a new bed, getting car repairs, things like that. I'm not the only person. I know that, okay? But still, I know that I should be doing better in my life, and that's very discouraging sometimes. But anyway, I just needed to see him just for a few minutes, not much for a grown man to be doing with his mom, It's like we could talk about certain things, but he's got his interests and I have mine, obviously, but it's just nice to see him every once in a while. So I'm glad I had that little bit of time with him just to talk and get outside. We walked. I mean, I didn't mean to leave the house, but we ended up walking up to the auto shop and getting some stuff for my car, and then we came back here and just kind of talked and stuff, and it was nice, just having someone to talk to, it makes a lot of difference, and for the TIs who don't have anyone to talk to, I totally relate how that is. I mean, it's really hard sometimes, it's really hard, and sometimes, it's not easy to make friends with people online because there's a lot of people who are posing as TIs, but they're really not. So you got to be careful about who you meet online. So you have to use discretion. I know a lot of people, they contact me through Facebook or whatever, and I talk to some of them if they say the right things. Like if they're a targeted individual or whatever, then I don't really have an issue talking to them. Or maybe there's a specific interest that we're talking about. Like I don't know. I spoke to somebody from England just recently, and every once in a while I'll keep in touch with this person, but for the most part, I don't really talk to anybody. I don't, but anyway, I'm hoping one day that will change because it's getting really, really tiresome living like this, Anyway, So I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'm getting ready to go jump in the shower and wind down for the evening. I got a lot of things I got to take care of this week. I'm just exhausted. You know, I'm exhausted. The mental drain, the stress, the worry, the fear, the anxiety, all of it. It starts to add up after a while, you know. And I never thought I would be in a situation like this. I mean, I never thought I would be in a situation like this. You know, I know I'm a hard worker. I'm a hard, dedicated worker. And I know that I care about my job. I always have, you know. It's unfortunate when you have these sort of inside intrusions coming into the workplace and knocking down what other people have tried to build up, you know. I'm just hoping that people have learned, and I know it's very hard for people to understand the reasons why these things are bad, but it causes, you know, unspeakable pain to a person, and it really does, you know, especially when I think of all the years that I picked myself up and went back into it, picked myself back up and went into it, only to have the same shit happen over and over again, you know. There's a old movie that my son used to love when he was a little kid. It's called The Snowman, and it's got a beautiful instrumental piece in the movie. And every time I hear that song, like when he was little, we were watching the movie, and he was so upset that the snowman melted at the end that he kept rewinding it, hoping that it would have a different ending, because he just couldn't stand for the snowman. It was really cute, right? He had the biggest brown eyes. He had little tears filled up in his eyes. He just looked so cute. He didn't understand, you know, you can't bring him back, you know, just a little kid anyway. But anyway, that song comes on every once in a while in Pandora, and I remember back then when he was little, I kept thinking, we're gonna be stable. We're gonna be stable. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna be stable. Year after year after year after year, raising my son. We're going to be stable. Everything's going to be fine. And this bullshit just continued to happen over and over and over and over and over again. You know? And I look at the years and I'm like, my God. Now he's out of the house, you know, and I didn't get to do the things I wanted to do. You know? I'm upset about that. You know? So I think a lot of people, I know that a lot of people are suffering. You know, and I'm not trying to say that my suffering is you know, should be looked at, you know, or people should have more sympathy for me. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, it just gets really hard sometimes, you know. It just gets very hard sometimes. And sometimes, I guess, in life, it's just a constant struggle. You know, for people who give a shit, you know, for people who try. It's just, and I look at some people and I'm thinking, why is there so much unfair things in this world? Why is it the person who sits there and acts like a slob and doesn't care about their work and doesn't turn things in on time? Why is it that they get a free pass all the time? Why does that always work? Why does that always happen? You know, and I'm somebody who, you know, would stay after work, take on more than I was supposed to, and I just sit there and scratch my head like, what the hell? Why in the world is this happening? Anyway, you guys stop your gossiping and your rumor mongering and stuff. I mean, think about what this does to a person. It really hurts a person. And then for people who intrude on people's work, harassing them at work, in the workplace, don't do that. I mean, don't think that, I don't know why people think it's okay, but don't you think that people need to take care of themselves? Like, how is it that you can devalue someone's life so much that you just throw them literally into the gutter? That's just messed up. Anyway, think about those things. So think about your actions and the effects that it has on other people. So I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll be back with another one later. Good night.